Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo. Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna, we are very happy to welcome this great Brihat Prabhu. You can find him on Instagram, Brihat Team. Every day he posts something that's very interesting and thought-provoking also. So we know Prabhu, we met in Toronto, and after he came, the face of Toronto temple changed because he got the youth involved, the program that called Bhakti Academy, providing them a platform of stay and service in the temple. So now he's pioneering that, involving the youth in the temple activity as well as distribution of books all around USA. So Prabhuji is disciple of his great Kalakanta Prabhu, the disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and he is dedicated to reading and distributing the Prabhupada books. So today I was with him in the university. It was so wonderful that how he reaches out to each and every soul, and we are feeling so connected, writing books, and showcasing classes for them online. So we have lots to learn from him, and we can see that he was introduced to from not long ago, 2016?
18.
2018. And he's 30 years old. So we are very happy to have such a wonderful devotee here among us, and let's say 3 times Haribol welcome.
Haribol! Haribol! Haribol!
We also want to welcome Dr. Bruce, who met Prabhu 2 years ago.
Almost 3 now, yeah.
And he's traveling and chanting and distributing books.
Haribol! 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 Thank you very much, Lalitangi Mataji and Rajesh Prabhu. Thank you so much for hosting this program. I'm honored to be in your association this evening, especially in the holy month of Kartik. Very honored you all would come on your busy work evening. You have many responsibilities with family and career and health. We have so many things with your own sadhana, many things we need to do. So thank you for coming and spending this evening here. Desire is to share with you all a little bit of my own experience with Krishna consciousness, because as Lalitangi Mataji explained, not long ago I was introduced to bhakti, and I am nobody special, but because I have put myself in association of great souls, miracles are happening in my life, and I want to share with you all an account of what has happened, how my life has transformed. Yes, please, come close. So we're in this situation in North America that the Hare Krishna movement is spreading, and temples are coming up, just like in Charlotte. There's a wonderful temple that you all are planning and preparing for. And this Hare Krishna movement, Srila Prabhupada says, is meant to bring all people to a happy life in Krishna consciousness, to give an opportunity for anybody and everybody to live in the joyful, simple life of Krishna consciousness. And the challenge that we face today in North America in the Hare Krishna movement is reaching beyond the familiar audience. Many of you are from India or perhaps other neighboring countries, and you are so fortunate. This is the greatest fortune to be born in this culture, where you have automatically knowledge of Krishna, automatically you have knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, automatically you develop good, pure habits because of this fortunate birth. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that it is the duty of all who are born in Bharatvarsha to share the teachings of Krishna consciousness with the world. This is your great fortune and the great duty of everyone born in India. And I say this humbly as an American who, I'm still lost, but I was very lost and suffering immensely for lack of knowledge. And by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, this great emissary of India and really emissary of the spiritual world. He helped someone like me, someone like Bhakta Bruce. We didn't know the purpose of life. And now we're living this life where every day we are going out and trying to share bhakti with others. We're giving Bhagavad Gita to students at universities. And this is all of the grace of Srila Prabhupada and his followers. So my hope is that by sharing a little bit of my experience with Krishna consciousness, it can help all of you to realize how great your fortune is, that you are all immensely wealthy people, spiritually wealthy people. Material wealth is not so important, actually. Maybe it comes, maybe it doesn't. Okay, no, not a big issue. But spiritual wealth, this is the real fortune. And in a very short time, miracles are happening in my life, and I would like to just share a little bit about that. I don't like to speak about myself, but sometimes devotees find it helpful, so for that reason. And to begin, I think it's interesting. There's some similarities in my story and Dhruva Maharaj's story. Of course, Dhruva Maharaj is one of the greatest devotees of all time, and so I don't mean to say I'm like Dhruva, but just to maybe give us a shastric basis for this discussion, we can look at the history of Dhruva Maharaj. You all know this story, yes? Many of you know what happened with Dhruva. He was born in a Kshatriya family. His father was Uttanapad Maharaj. This is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4. And he was not allowed to sit on the lap of his father because his mother was so possessive of her own child. And so Dhruva became very upset. And so he went to his mother, Suniti. And what did Suniti say? She was a great devotee. And she said, you take shelter of the Lord. If you go to the forest, you can take shelter of the Lord. And Dhruva Maharaj, under her guidance, he did this. He was very, very determined. This is one of his greatest qualities. Dhruva was a Kshatriya, and one of the qualities of a Kshatriya is intense determination. He was so desirous to have a kingdom even greater than anyone, even greater than his father, his father's father. And with that motive, he went to the forest. And on the way, who did he meet? He met Narada Muni. And Narada Muni gave him instructions, further instructions, on how to worship the Lord in the forest. And he instructed Dhruva to chant a mantra. Which mantra did he give? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yes. So Dhruva Maharaj got this instruction, and also Narad Muni told him to make a form of the Lord out of clay. And you worship that form with whatever you can find, whatever is convenient in the forest. Maybe some fruits, maybe some leaves, whatever you're able to offer, some water. And with these instructions, Dhruva Maharaj went to, he was in Vrindavan, actually, one of the forests of Vrindavan. And he followed the instructions, and he did intense austerities. You know what austerities he did? First, he was eating very little, just some roots and fruits that he could find every few days. And then he started to only drink water every so many days, maybe 9 days. He would drink a little water. And then he started to only breathe. And then he stopped breathing entirely. And then what happened? The whole universe actually became choked up by the intensity of his austerity. We can't imagine the level of determination of Dhruva. And so the Devas were overwhelmed, and they went to Lord Brahma to ask for some help. And so within 6 months, Dhruva, by his intensity, by his devotional service, actually Lord Vishnu himself appeared before Dhruva and spoke to him. And Dhruva offered these beautiful prayers. And one prayer of Dhruva's I recite often. It's very beautiful. He says, Bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvaime prasango. So what should we do? Imagine, just if we sincerely practice devotional service, one day we will stand face to face in front of the Lord. And what will you ask? If Krishna were here right now, what would you ask? When we go before the altar, when we're praying, what do we ask for? We ask for so many things. Some ask for mercy, some ask for money, some ask for health, some... But what does a pure devotee ask for? They ask for service. And, even more, service with love, yes, and? Yes, and? Devotees, yes, exactly. This is what Dhruva prays for. Because when we go back to Godhead, we won't be alone. It won't just be us and Krishna doing, not just only us doing service. All the devotees are there. So Dhruva prays, Bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvaime prasango bhuyarananta mahatam amalashayanam. Please give me the association of your devotees. They are amalashayanam. They are pure at heart. Mahatam, they are great souls. Please give me their prasanga, intimate association. I want to be very close with your devotees. And why does he pray this? Bhuyadananta mahatam amalashayanam yenanja solbanamuru vyasanam vavadim neshe vavad gunakatamrata panamata. He says that in the association of devotees, the discussion of topics of Krishna, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's forms, names, all of this discussion is intoxicating. He says that I become intoxicated in the joy of Krishna Katha. We're doing Krishna Kirtan, we're doing Krishna Katha here. And he says that by this taste that we get, we will be able to cross over the material ocean, which is very difficult to cross. This is the fortune of association with pure devotees of Krishna, is that we can get a taste of happiness that is like no other. Param drishva nivartate, Krishna says in Gita. And by that taste, we will be able to cross over all of the confusion, illusion, difficulties of material life. This is what Dhruva Maharaj prayed for. There's many more things that one could say about Dhruva. But I take inspiration from Dhruva. And my story is similar in a few ways, and also very different in a few ways. So, Dhruva, he had guidance of two souls. Who did we say? Who were the two? Mother Suniti and Narad Muni guided Dhruva Maharaj to a pure... So, and also I didn't have pure devotees. What is amazing about what happened to someone, pure devotee guiding me, Krishna led me to... So in university days, this was 2016, I graduated from university. And I was very confused. I had no idea what I was doing with my life. I was getting a degree in mathematical economics. But all of the career options sounded terrible. I was not interested in having a career. I also saw my parents fighting constantly. They eventually split. And so I didn't have much hope for a happy material life. And so I was very confused. So when I graduated college, I was seeking and searching. And common with many young seekers in America these days, even at the time of Srila Prabhupada, is using psychoactive drugs. LSD, you may have heard of some of these things. I got interested in using these things. And you have some mind expanding experiences. You see things, and you can go into a lot of illusion. And at the same time, I was learning. It's a way of learning for those who are not so patient, want some cheap, quick experience, and then you come back down to normal consciousness and you're again confused. Anyway, these things were helping me. And I heard that there was this tribal people in South America for many thousands of years have been using plants in this type of way for spiritual advancement. Maybe it's there in India also, and there's probably something like that. Different plants people use like this. So I was interested. I wasn't looking for Krishna. I wasn't looking for God. I wasn't looking for spiritual advancement. But before I went, I got a copy of the Bhagavad Gita. I met a devotee and he gave me a copy of the Gita. And I was interested, but I couldn't understand. I had no idea what Krishna was saying. And I even got a Krishna book also. That was the first time I ever saw a picture of Krishna. I was 22 years old. I'd never seen Krishna. I never heard of Krishna. But I saw Krishna and he was beautiful, so I bought the book. But then I put it on my bookshelf because it was too difficult. So then I went to Peru. And I was planning to stay 1 month. I bought a one-way ticket. I had no idea what to do with my life, but I had a little bit of money, and I like adventure. So I went, and I drove out to this very small jungle town in the Amazon, basically in the Amazon rainforest. And there was a small retreat center. And so this guru was there. And he was running this healing type of retreat. Many people would come there with serious addictions, like even this one girl had a heroin addiction, very serious addictions, and people would come for healing. And this is where I see that Krishna was blessing me. There are many of these type of centers, but the one I went to, by Krishna's arrangement, this shaman means like a plant medicine teacher, he had met a disciple of Srila Prabhupada just a few years before. A disciple of Srila Prabhupada from Lima, Peru, named Daru Krishna Das. He is an astrologer. And he had met the shaman and he had taught him about Bhagavad Gita. He had taught him how to chant Hare Krishna. And so when I went there, I wasn't looking for Hare Krishna, I wasn't looking for Bhagavad Gita, but the shaman was teaching these things. And he didn't fully live the Gita. He was a very mixed devotee, but still he was helpful. And part of the process was isolation in the jungle. So Dhruva did these austerities alone in the jungle. In that way I'm similar. I was alone in Peruvian jungle, in the Amazon rainforest, in a little hut. It was the most difficult, painful experience of my whole life. One time, 1 week, next time 2 weeks, next time 3 weeks, totally alone. And they would feed you 2 times a day, brown rice, boiled, no salt. No masala, no chili, nothing. And plantain, green, boiled, no salt. Nothing. That's all. Morning, evening, bus. So I realized that for 22 years I've been distracting myself. Video games, food, girlfriends, drugs, so many things. Skateboarding, academics. I was looking for happiness and not really focusing on who am I? What am I doing in this world? So I was there alone, stripped of every type of pleasure, and it was so awful. It was horrible. So just like small little hut, just sitting there alone, nobody, nothing to do. No books even. You couldn't bring any books. Nothing to do. No Instagram. No WhatsApp. Nothing. And so I would just walk around, try to find some entertainment, but I noticed as the sun would start to go down each evening, this terror, this fear started to rise in my heart. And it took me a few days or weeks to realize that this is my problem. I'm afraid of death. That is what I've been running away from my whole life. I don't want to confront the issue that I will one day die, and everybody I know will also die. And I was running away from that fact. But I had no other option. Like sometimes in life, Krishna will just put the truth right in front of our face. Right? You all have had experiences? Something explodes in our life, and we see material reality. Krishna says, Dukhalayam ashashvatam. This world is a place of misery, and it's temporary. Everything we love will be gone one day. So I realized, this is my problem. I don't know what will happen, and I'm afraid. And in this state, I had to come. I think it's because I'm lower intelligence. It said, basically there's two types of people. Some are intelligent and can learn and hear good advice and follow. So I think you all are probably in this category. You meet some devotees, they tell you, you should study Bhagavad Gita, you should chant Hare Krishna. You probably say, okay, I'll try. Others are not so intelligent and have to go through a lot of suffering to realize that, okay, I need to find God, I need to find truth. So in this state where I was in this solitude, misery, the teacher, this guru, although he was very mixed, not a pure devotee, but he gave me a japa mala and he taught me how to chant Hare Krishna. And we would have these ceremonies where we would drink this ayahuasca medicine, and many, many hours in the night, visions, and sometimes I would have nightmarish, hellish experiences. Sometimes it was like felt like I was in heaven. And after these experiences, we would do kirtan. We would chant Hare Krishna. And so, after being alone for weeks and then coming and chanting the holy names of Krishna, I can't describe to you, I don't know if I've felt that happy since, because it's like if you're in the desert and you find water, something like that. When you're so lost and so miserable, and then you get an opportunity to chant Krishna's names, there's nothing like that. And my experience chanting, it felt like this is home. This is home. I was born someplace in California, in Santa Cruz. Okay, is that my home? No, I haven't lived there in so many years. My mother lives now in Winston-Salem. My father lives now in Lexington, Kentucky. My brother is in Florida. My family is everywhere. Where's my home? I don't have a home. But in Kirtan, I felt this is my home. Somehow, I felt very close to Krishna. And I was never looking for God in my life. I didn't even have a Christian upbringing. I had no religion in my upbringing. My parents didn't teach anything about God. Nothing. But somehow, because I met a devotee, because of the holy names of Krishna, somehow I developed some attachment to chanting, some attachment to the Gita. And I stayed in this place for a whole year. There's so many more austerities I could tell you. I could just tell you one more little sample. So before these ayahuasca ceremonies, you would have to purify yourself. And so we would do what is called a purge. And I don't want to spoil your appetite with all the details. But we would drink plants which would make you release everything from your body. Sometimes for hours. And it felt like going to war. Excruciating. Like maybe you've been very sick. Like when Americans go to India, sometimes we get very sick. Maybe you've gotten very sick before. You get the flu, and you know the experience. So it was like that regularly, every week, some experience like that. And somehow I stayed there because I had some little faith in God. I felt that, okay, there's someone guiding me, and I want to know who that is. And I don't see any other purpose in life. And I was even thinking, maybe I'll just stay here forever. My parents were very worried because I was following a kind of impersonal path. I was saying, let me never talk to my family again, let me give up all of my friends, let me give up all of my money, let me just give everything. Somehow I have an attachment for renunciation by my karma. I have not so good karma being born in America, but some little bit of detachment naturally. But I was a little bit cold in my heart, and so I was thinking, let me just give up everything and just stay here in the jungle. And maybe I'll become a shaman teacher also, and I'll teach other people how to do this. We'll have some Hare Krishna and we'll have some mystical things. That was my thought, maybe I'll do this. But my brother, my younger brother, he's 3 years younger. He was at school in Denver, Colorado, and he met devotees there. There's an Iskcon temple, Radha Govinda temple. And I talked to him a little bit. I was renouncing my family, but sometimes my brother and I are very, very close. And so he would tell me, there are these dancing monks, they jump up and down, and it's so fun. They have big feasts, and after some time he said, they're doing a big festival in Boone, North Carolina. Did you all go to Sadhu Sangha before? Some of you went, yeah. So, after I had been in this place, this jungle center, drinking these plants, isolation in the jungle, I thought I was going to totally lose my mind. Like, here's another comparison with Dhruva. Dhruva says he gets intoxicated from Krishna Katha and loses his mind. I was getting intoxicated with other things and losing my mind. And I was thinking, maybe I'll stay here forever, but I will probably go insane. But I don't know what else to do with my life. So maybe I'll just... So I was praying, my dear God, my dear Krishna, I know you have a plan. Please show me the plan. And so then my brother, he told me, there's this Sadhu Sangha, Kirtan festival. You should come. And so I said, yeah, okay, I have no other plan. Let me try. So Krishna threw me you're drowning in the ocean, and someone on a boat, they throw a buoy, those life ring. And my brother, he said, hey, catch. He threw me this. I was drowning. And so I flew back home, and I came to Boone, just not far from here. This was 2018 only. Very short time ago. And Lalitanga Mataji was there. When my brother and I walked in, what did we do? Yeah, we walked. Yeah. He's also very tall like me. He had very long blonde hair, and we walked in the ladies' side and sat in the very front. And then we were sitting. Wait a minute. In America, we don't separate like that. It's very different. And then, oh no. Stand up and go over. And so that weekend, I had never danced so much in my whole life. I had never eaten so much in my whole life. My feet were burnt. You know rug burn? That big hall was all carpet. I was dancing so much, my feet were burned, practically bleeding because I was dancing so much. And I remember sitting down in one kirtan. I was sitting with my brother, and I think Sri Prahlad was singing, amazing kirtan leader. And I was in tears, just feeling this is it. I found something. And then I met this devotee, Shruti Sagar Prabhu. This is where I'll conclude my story and see if you want to ask any questions. And so Shruti Sagar Prabhu, he got my email, and so then I went back home. I was in Asheville. That's where my father was living at the time. And I was working two very boring jobs. I was working in one restaurant and one retail store, and it was terrible. I tried to have meaningful discussions, and nobody was interested in truth. People were so shallow. And I was thinking, this is useless. Why should I just sit here and make money? I can go back to the jungle and this is all useless. And so then Shruti Sagar Prabhu, he sent me an email. He said, you should come to Krishna House. We distribute vegetarian food to students at the University of Florida, and we do Bhagavad Gita study. And I thought, okay, yeah, that sounds good. I had no plan in my life. And he said, come try 1 month. You have to be careful with devotees. This is what they do. Beware. They say, yeah, just come, just once a week, Sunday, just chant a little bit, just add Krishna. And then, very soon, so I came, I told my employers, yeah, I'm finished. Goodbye. This is boring. So I packed a backpack and came, and it was everything I ever wanted. Everything makes... I'll tell you one more thing. And then, if you want, I can share more if you have specific questions. The first Krishna Lila I ever heard. So I told you about the first Krishna Vapu. I saw Krishna's form in the Krishna book and I was attracted. Wow, so beautiful. Philosophy, I couldn't understand anything. But my ashram leader, Adi Sham Prabhu, you know Adi Sham. Yeah, he told me this Krishna pastime. I don't know why he told me this. I was just maybe a few days in the ashram, very new. And he just started telling me this pastime of Krishna, Brahma Vimohan Lila. You know, where Krishna just killed Aghasura, the great snake demon, and then he and the cowherd boys are together in the forest, and the cows go away, and Krishna says, don't worry, or the calves leave. Krishna says, don't worry, my friends, I'll go look for the calves. Then Brahma steals away all the cows and Krishna's boyfriends, and it's this whole amazing Leela. And then, after 1 year, Brahma comes back and realizes, wait a minute, all the cows, all of the boys are still here. But they're in Brahmaloka, I have them in a mystic sleep. So what is this? He's confused. And then, Krishna, he manifests Vishnu four-armed forms from all of the cows, all of the cowherd boys. And Lord Brahma sees this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was thinking, maybe this might not be God, he's just a little boy. This is, let me play some trick. And then he realized, this is Bhagavan. This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So my ashram leader told me this pastime, randomly. I didn't ask. But when I heard this pastime, in my heart, I knew this is the absolute truth. This is God. This is the person I've been looking for. I never had an idea of God in my life, but somehow I knew this is God. I'd heard about Jesus, amazing, yes, so much respect for Jesus Christ. But who is God? I never heard. Somehow I had Krishna in my heart. Paramatma said, yes, this is me. And then I went down for my first morning program, and the deities this was my first time ever seeing the deities. And Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Gauranitai, this big. And it was very strange. I don't know about this. But we were singing the prayer, Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. And so I was looking on the board in Krishna House, they have the translation of all of the lyrics, and it said, Govinda, the original person, I worship you. And again in my heart, the deity thing is strange. This tilak, the bald head, the robes, all of this is strange. I don't know. But the original person, yes, that's what I've been looking for. Govinda. Okay, let me try. So this was just, 7 years ago I was in this mood, let me just try. And Kalakanta Prabhu, the disciple of Prabhupada there, later became my spiritual master. He was saying that Krishna consciousness is a science. It's not a religion. And I said, thank God. I don't want religion. I'm not interested at all in religion. Yes, I like science. I believe in science. And he said, just try. Try chanting. And so I said, okay. They said 16 rounds you should chant. I said, okay, let me try one day. That was August 2018. I said, okay, I can do one more day. And then I just kept going. So basically I'm just doing the experiment. The last 7 years I've been doing nothing else but the experiment of Krishna consciousness, and 100% it works. I can tell you it works. I'm not enlightened, I'm not a pure devotee, and I have a lot of anarthas to purify from my heart, but 100% if you practice chanting Hare Krishna 16 rounds, following the 4 principles, and following a pure devotee, then yes, very quickly you can feel great spiritual happiness. Very quickly you can get rid of unwanted habits. And my life feels perfect. Every day feels like it's more perfect than the last. So I went from this state of misery, totally being lost, no idea, completely ignorant, to now where I feel practically like I don't want anything more in my life. My life couldn't be more perfect. And so this, just like Dhruva Maharaj prayed, Bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvaime prasango bhuyad ananta mahatam amalasha yana. My Lord, please just give me the association of your pure devotees. There's nothing else I want. If I have the association of Krishna's pure devotees, and I can discuss Krishna Katha with them, my life is perfect and always becoming more perfect. And I don't need anything. And so this is there for all of us. This is what Srila Prabhupada has brought, and especially for you all who are born in Bharatvarsha, you are inconceivably fortunate. Even the Devatas want to take birth in Bharatvarsha. It's so fortunate. And if someone like me can feel this transformation from practicing, from so much lower ignorance, passion, you all, how much more quickly can you transform? So this is just my humble reflections and sincere desire for us all to become perfected devotees and bring millions and millions and billions of people in this world to also pure Krishna consciousness. This is Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. The whole world, there's a golden age coming. Do we want to be part of this, or do we want to be on the sidelines? The option is there for us all. Thank you for hearing me. Hare Krishna. And yes, if you have any questions or reflections, I'm very happy to receive those. Hare Krishna. Should we maybe pass this microphone? Just so everyone.
Thank you so much, Brihat, Mridanga Prabhuji. It's very amazing and to hear your ecstatic journey of Krishna consciousness. You mentioned the people who born in India have so much spiritual wealth, but people like me, it took so many years to understand the wealth we had. But being born in an Western country, you realized it very fast and took it seriously and leading your life in Krishna conscious way. Very grateful to hear from you. Thank you so much. I would like to keep hearing from you more about your journey, but I'm very grateful. Thank you, Prabhu.
Just say one brief thing. Yeah, my experience, like I was saying, there's two types of people, intelligent and those who suffer and then become intelligent. Basically, I hit rock bottom. Some people hit rock bottom because of alcohol abuse, some because some loved one dies. And so in different ways, some of us have to hit that rock bottom. So my prayer is that we can all be intelligent and not have to suffer so much like I did. So thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes, other reflections. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. First of all, thank you. It was a wonderful story, at least for me, like a bedtime story that I can narrate to my daughter. She was surprised to know that you were really in the forest, right? But my question is more towards what you mentioned about death. You said you were actually scared of death. How did you, what was that turning point that made you overcome it? What was the thought? I would like to hear from a little bit more on that.
So I can't say that I have become free from the fear of death, but I understand the philosophical perspective. So this teacher, the first time I'd ever heard, I've told you about the first time I saw Krishna, the first time I saw the deity, the first time I heard Krishna pastimes. So the first time I really understood anything of the Bhagavad Gita was basically this verse. How does it go? Na tvevaham jatu nasam, na tvam neme janadipa, na chaiva na bhavishyama, sarve vayamataparam. The shaman basically told me this verse. And he said, you are eternal. You will never die. You are not American. You are not a man. You are not Gabriel. That was my birth name. None of these things are you. You are an eternal spiritual being, and you will never die. And somehow, because I trusted him, it hit my heart and it relieved my anxiety. And also, so that was the very, very beginning. But now, the more I develop a faith from hearing from pure devotees about the spiritual world. So it's not just, I will no longer have to, not just that I'm an eternal being, but even more, I'm excited for what happens next. I'm not just, like material life is minus. Impersonal, like Brahman realization, I'm eternal. That's zero. It's good. But plus means there is a spiritual world. There is Vaikuntha. And there's unlimited variety there. Where do you want to go? Do you want to be with Narayan? Do you want to be with Lord Ram? Do you want to be with Lord Dwarkadish? Do you want to be with Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar, and the gopis in Goloka Vrindavan? You can go there. Whatever you desire. Lord Brahma says in Bhagavatam, Tad tad vapu pranayase tad anugrahaya. Krishna is so merciful that whatever form we meditate on, the Lord will appear to us in that form and we can achieve that destination. So, the very beginning is, okay, I'm eternal. And as we advance, we become more and more excited. Wow, at the end of this life, I can go back to Godhead. I can be with Krishna. For an eternal life of blissful service with Krishna. So those are a few reflections, yeah. From loss of fear to excitement for what will come. More unlimited, eternal adventure to come. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your question. Yeah. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much. We loved hearing your story, and I want these stories to be motivating the youngsters, you know. Thank you so much. And my question is, Prabhuji, we are hearing you recite beautiful verses from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. How did you go about practicing these? Because we are trying, we are not able to, remember these verses. But within short span of time, you seem to have, mastered everything. Is there a way that you would suggest us how to go about, learning and remembering these verses? Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, same thing with realizing the spiritual wealth of being born in Bharatvarsha, for example, or being born into a devotee family. Such immense wealth. If we realize this, then we will want to take advantage. In the same way, the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is a wealth which can't be taken from us. Because maybe there will be a recession, we don't know. Maybe our wealth will go. Maybe something crazy happens. But the knowledge that we have in our heart, these verses we have in our heart, no matter where we are, we can take strength from them. So for me, I get so excited thinking that, okay, maybe I don't even have my Gita with me. Maybe I don't have the scriptures on my person. But in my heart, I have the scripture. At any time, when I'm in traffic, I can stop and remember Bhagavad Gita. When I'm waiting in a line, I can stop and remember. And so in this way, we need to develop an excitement to realize that how amazing is the wisdom that Srila Vyasadeva has given us. And it's written in a form that it's very easy, like a zip file on your computer. You all open zip files on your computer? And what happens when you open? They expand. There's so much more. So like that, you take up a little space in your memory, and then anytime you like, you can open that. Double click. And you have so much taste, so much flavor, so much wisdom to give you strength. For all of the problems in life, we can access one verse and it can help us. So that's one level. And then even a higher level is, if I understand the teachings of our scriptures and I can reference them, then I can convince many people who are lost and confused and suffering. I can give them the strength to overcome their difficulties in life. And in the same way that I felt so much happiness, they can feel this happiness. And then we become, like, our appetite increases. Like, you imagine your favorite meal, your favorite items. Like, Sag Paneer, Mataji kindly made. That's one of my favorites. My appetite is so much when it's my favorite. So like that, if we get a taste for sharing the wisdom of the scriptures, then we will want to study so much more. So we have to develop this desire. That's it. So at a small practical point, what I do every day is I just spend a few minutes. I chant Gayatri every day, 3 times a day. So before that, I just recite a verse 3 times, that's all. And since I got Brahmin initiation maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I've been doing that every day. 3 times a day, I spend maybe 1 minute. So probably 3 minutes only every day. I'm remembering shlokas. But like that, so many verses now. Yeah. So just a little bit of time. Make some time in your day. Right when you wake up, when you're brushing your teeth, or some time. Every day I will recite a verse a few times. Try that. Yeah. Hare Krishna, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for coming and blessing us with your story. We really appreciate it. The one thing that I think all of us here think more about is, even if we are not progressing in our spiritual lives, we want our kids to, pick it up, right? So, and then with school and whatever that responsibility brings to the kids, how do we inculcate that, that interest, day in and day out? Yeah, one thing is leading by example is what we hear a lot, but is there something else that we can do to help, the kids, grasp that at this level?
Well, I must say I'm not qualified to answer your question. You all know raising children. I don't. Mm. But what I do understand is that when I was a teenager, I wanted to have fun. So what is fun about Krishna consciousness? Kirtan is very fun. Service can be very fun, especially with friends. And also doing things with devotees that are in the mode of goodness, that are also fun. Like in Krishna House, we'll take trips to the beach, and we'll play frisbee. We'll go in the ocean together. And naturally, conversations about Krishna come up. Ah, Krishna is the ocean. Krishna is the sun. Like that. So we're not trying to be Krishna conscious, we're just trying to have fun. But when you're with devotees, naturally, topics turn towards Krishna. So that's one perspective I can share, is somehow we need to make Krishna consciousness very fun. And so, like you're saying, teaching by example, we need to have fun. If we're not having fun with Krishna consciousness, then why would someone else want to practice? So, my spiritual master often says that it's essential that we do something every day that we love to do for Krishna. So all of us need to find, what do we love to do for Krishna? And if we are having so much fun with it, then other people will see, our children will see, our friends, neighbors, co-workers, why are they having so much fun? I want to have that much fun. Yeah. So I think that's the secret, Prabhu, is the higher taste. And then material pleasures won't seem so exciting. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Thank you, Rajesh Prabhu. Being happy devotees. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'm visiting from India, and my question, because it was wonderful listening to you, and you said with all that happened with you in your life, with all that you went through, you finally found peace, devotion in Krishna consciousness. And to my surprise, because you said we are very lucky that we were born in India, so we are spiritually inclined. But I have noticed is Americans surrender very easily. We are still attached to so many other things in life. We come into this movement, but we are still very attached. You do it very easily, people from other countries who come into Krishna consciousness. How is that you surrender so easily?
That is the only. That is the only question. Okay. That's a very good question.
Well, I spend a lot of time with young Americans, and it's not so easy. It may look easy, but no, it takes a long time. Because even if someone is intelligent enough to move into an ashram and try out being a brahmachari, we say, like, try 1 year, you put on saffron, try to preach and live. It's difficult. It's very difficult. Because of our previous habits, so much materialistic pulling, and we don't have support of strong culture like you do in India. So if someone goes back to their old ways, it'll be very, very difficult. And so it takes a long time just to come to a kind of sattvic life, to develop regulation, like waking up early, taking daily bath. These things are not common in my experience. Just very simple aspects of sattvic life. And so it's very difficult to practice steady bhakti. So it takes many years just to come to a point of sattvic life. But I can say, just like I was saying before, if it is easy for some, it's because we have suffered so much. Maybe it's just because, especially you have knowledge, you know you're eternal, you know this Vedic wisdom, and so you don't suffer as much. But I was totally ignorant, and so that suffering is immense. Totally hopeless, totally lost. That type of suffering is extreme. And so, like a person in the desert who gets water. So yes, I found water now. I don't want to go back to I've seen what it's like to be in the desert. So it's the same thing. We have to be intelligent or we have to suffer. There's no easy way. Well, the easy way is, yes, hear the wisdom, live the wisdom. Try. Yeah. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Yes.
Something related to the same questions both of them had. You were saying that you were pushed to the edge. That's when you were able to realize Krishna. But the families or the people that we are here, we are so protective of our children. We don't even let them, go through any kind of distress or misery. And so it's getting really difficult for them to understand, what is God. They are so much into materialistic life. So how do we overcome this, Prabhuji? Or what can parents do to help the children? We don't want them to suffer, but suffering is the one that suffering can make them, look for the solution towards God. So where do we set a line or balance, or how do we overcome this issue?
My experience is that by going out and meeting people in the world and offering them books, you see what it's like. You can't be in an illusion that material life is nice. You go door to door. In Charlotte, there's so many apartment complexes. You could go as a Bhakti Vriksha group. Maybe once a month, once every few months, you can go. Bring children, everyone. This is what Vaisheshika Prabhu does in Silicon Valley. Everyone goes, and you knock on doors, and you see how people are living. And you know this is not a good life. Some people, very dark, their home, you see alcohol bottles, you see trash, they're totally lost. And or you go out and you see homeless people sleeping in the streets and you give them some prasad. So otherwise, if we're just always with each other only, then yes, it looks like we're very comfortable, we have everything, nice prasad, comfortable homes, air conditioning, heating in the winter time. Life is very comfortable. So if we can go out, even if the kids aren't comfortable giving books themselves, no problem, but just to see what it's like. But you'll see that kids are actually very good at distributing books. And they'll probably have fun. So that's what I can say is, if you can go out on book distribution somewhat regularly, it's so fun and it's an adventure, yeah. And then you can get a taste. You simultaneously, you see the misery of material life, and you develop more compassion and empathy and a desire to help, and you realize how fortunate we are to have this great gift, and we experience a higher taste by sharing with others. And I have experienced no greater happiness than the happiness of sharing Krishna consciousness with others. Watching somebody walk away with a Bhagavad Gita in their hand makes me feel this happiness that I can't describe. Nothing can match that happiness, because I know that that book saved my life. Every day Bhagavad Gita is saving my life. So I want others to walk away with that book. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So maybe one final question, and then we can... I mean, I'm open, I just know it's getting late.
So thank you so much, Prabhuji. This was so a riveting lecture, and I can see even the kids didn't move much. So, two questions. One is, we want to know how the books helped you and your impetus to give out books. I mean, how did that happen? The second one, forgive me if it's too personal, but every teenage boy likes their hair so much. And long hair. Barbers are have to close. So, not long ago you shaved up. So I wanted to know, I mean, what was your feelings, and how did you feel seeing yourself in the mirror before and after?
Books and hair, yes. This is the Krishna consciousness movement. So, I was initially interested in Krishna consciousness because of the really fun things, like we were saying. Kirtan is very fun, prasadam. That's why I loved sadhu sangha. Yes, big feasts, lasagna and cheesecake and gulab jamuns. And wow, yes, I'll be part of this movement. This is good. Dancing, party, yes, very good. But more and more, the wisdom of Bhagavatam, the wisdom of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavad Gita, it captivates my heart. Like I was answering in response to your question, that there's nothing like this knowledge. There's absolutely nothing I've ever heard. I meet so many hundreds, thousands of people, and nobody seems to have even a drop of what we have access to in Srimad Bhagavatam. The whole spiritual world is, all of Krishna's pastimes are there. So my heart is captured more and more. And so I take very seriously to studying. I'm doing Bhakti Vaibhava study right now with Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, and it's just amazing. Yeah. And again, like I was saying, seeing how the knowledge has transformed me, I want to help others to have the same transformation. And it's a science. It's not a religion. It's not dogma. You apply the principles, it transforms you. So, yeah, I can go on, but that's the essence. And yes, I was... I had very long hair. You can see probably on Facebook if you scroll back sometime. I had like down to my shoulders, like that type of long hair. And I was not so interested in it at the time. I was only doing it because my girlfriend wanted me to do that. That's the only reason, actually. I was just kind of lazy, so I'd let it grow, and then once a year I would just buzz the whole thing. Like by nature, I have some sort of, I'm not so interested in my appearance. So, that's just my nature. Some have different karma, but yeah, I was never that interested. So I was actually excited. I really liked Although when I saw devotees looking like this, with especially Shika, I thought it was very strange. I thought I never want to have that hairstyle. At Sadhu Sangha, when you were there, yeah. I saw devotees looking like this, and I thought, that is very strange. I don't want to talk to those people. So, yeah, even now, I don't keep like a gigantic shika because I feel a little uncomfortable talking to college students. I don't want to be so much like an alien. Like Bruce, he looks nice with his shika. Mine looks a little strange. Some people can have that style. So, anyway, I don't know if this is so helpful, but someone once asked, a reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, why the shaved heads? And Prabhupada just said, it's clean. And the reporter said, that's all? Prabhupada, yes, it's clean. It saves time. I don't like wasting time. So I don't have to shampoo. I don't have to style my hair. I just wake up and my hair looks good. I'm always ready for a photo. Yeah. So it's been an evolution for me. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you all so much. I'm very grateful to be here. Whatever you have appreciated that I've been able to say or that you see in me is a product of my spiritual master's grace from Srila Prabhupada. I was totally useless, totally lost. And now I feel very grateful I can be an instrument of some service in this world. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Krishna Nam ki jai. Shri Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Brihat Mridanga Prabhu ki. 3 times Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for such a wonderful story which inspired everybody. So we have a lot more questions, but we need to stop now. And we have Prabhu tomorrow in Valentine, continuing part 2 of the story, please. And we have Bruce also said, Bhakta Bruce said he will share his story, but today we didn't have time. So please, tomorrow it is at Valentine. We'll share the address in the group already, 6:30 to 9. And also, Prabhu and Bhakta Bruce are doing a whole day book distribution in UNC Charlotte. Today from morning 8 a.m. up to 3 p.m. And tomorrow also they are doing. So if anybody wants to join, please you can come. You can see, you don't need to, even if you don't do that, you just see, it will be inspiring. So today I think Lalitangi and I don't remind you, she were there. So they went there and spent some time with Prabhuji. They are doing that every day in different places. So it will be, and so many people are interested in books. And that's also a very nice way to reach out to college students and youth and everybody. So please join if you can. I know many of you are working, but whoever can join even for an hour, it will be very nice. And we also have the Govardhan Puja and Diwali celebrations on October 26th in the Swaminarayan temple. It's from afternoon 2 p.m. up to 7 p.m. So we have shared the flyers. It will be a big festival. Please share it with your friends and please join. And now we will have the Damodar Aarti and then on the day of Govardhan Puja we are going to have, because we don't want every one of you to travel. This time we are doing 2 programs, one in south and one in north. And it is on the day of Govardhan Puja on 22nd October. I think it's a Wednesday, and it is going to be in Saurav Prabhu's house and Toshi Mataji's home. And similarly we have a program in south because many of these festivals we are missing. So please, that is on the day. On that day it is most auspicious and you get the maximum blessings. And on Sunday you will have the big festival where all of us are going to join, and it will be having a lot of fun during that. It has the Govindas and we also have Kirtan the whole day. There are going to be kids drama, so all of those things are there. So thank you so much. I think we can do the Damodarashtakam, show the Diya. This is Kartik month, and so after that we'll have Prasadam. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Who's singing? Prabhu? Do you want to sing? Someone else can sing. I can sing. I can sing, I'm saying. If anyone else wants. Okay.
नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् यशोदाभियोलुखलाधवमानम् परामृष्ट यशोदाभियोलुखलाधवमानम् परमृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्या यशोदाभियोलुखलाधवमानम् परमृष्टमत्यन्ततो धृत्य गोप्या रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं व्रजन्तं करम्भोजयुग्मेन शातङ्कनेत्रम् रुदन्तं मुहुर्नेत्रयुग्मं व्रजन्तं करम्बोजयुग्मेन शातङ्कनेत्रम् युग्मं व्रजन्तं करम्बोजयुग्मेन शातङ्कनेत्रम् मुहुश्वासकं पत्रीरेखाङ्ककण्ठ मुहुश्वासकं पत्रीरेखाङ्ककण्ठ स्थितग्रीवं दामोदरं भक्तिबाधम् मुहुश्वासकं स्थितग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम् इति दृक्ष्मलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम् इति दृक्ष्मलीलाभिरानन्दकुण्डे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तमाख्यापयन्तम् तदीयशिताद्येषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम् तदीयशिताद्येषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सदा वृत्तिवन्दे तदीयशिताग्नेषु भक्तैर्जितत्वम् पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सदा वृत्तिवन्दे वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षवरिं वा न चान्यमृणेऽहं नरेशदपीह मोक्षवरिं वा वरं देवमोक्षं न मोक्षवरिं वा न चान्यमृणेऽहं नरेशदपीह इदं देवपूर्णाद गोपालबालम् इदं देवपूर्णाद गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्य विरास्तं किमन्ये इदं देवपूर्णाद गोपालबालम् सदा मे मनस्य विरास्तं किमन्ये इदं ते मुखं भोजमत्यन्तनीलैर्वृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरक्तश्च गोप्य इदं ते मुखं भोजम् अत्यन्तनीलैर्वृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरक्तश्च गोप्य मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बारक्ताधरं मे मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बारक्ताधरं मे मनस्य विरास्तम् अलं लक्षलाभै मुहुश्चुम्बितं बिम्बारक्ताधरं मे मनस्य विरास्तं अलं लक्षलाभै नमो देवदामोदरानन्द विष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जलधिमग्नम् नमो देवदामोदरानन्द विष्णो प्रसीद प्रभो दुःख जलधिमग्नम् कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यादि दीनं ददातु कृपादृष्टिवृष्ट्यादि दीनं ददातु गृहाणे समामग्यं मे भक्षिदृश्य कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमूर्तैव यद्वत् त्वयमुचितौ भक्ति भज कृतौ च कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमूर्तैव यद्वत् त्वयमुचितौ भक्ति भज कृतौ च तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकाम प्रयच्छ तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह तथा प्रेम भक्तिं स्वकामे प्रयच्छ न मोक्षग्रहो मेऽस्ति दामोदरेह नमस्तेऽस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरधितिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमस्तेऽस्तु धाम्ने स्फुरधितिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदराय विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै त्वदीयप्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् नमामीश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले भजमानम् यशोदाभियोलुघनाधर यशोदाभियोलुखनाधवमानम् परमृष्टमाद्यन्ततो धृत्यगोप्याम् Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone louder.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Damodar Radhe. Jai Radha Vrindavan Radhe. Jai Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajrakacharya Shrotarashrata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Iskcon Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhana ki. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki. Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki. Iskcon Charlotte Dham ki. Iskcon Charlotte devotees ki. Yamuna Mayi ki. Ganga Mayi ki. Tulsi Devi ki. Bhakti Devi ki. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
तव कर कमलवरे नाथाम् अद्भुत शृङ्गार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गाधीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जग जगदीश हरे नरसिंह प्रभुपाद